Will going on a vegan diet save the animals? Keep on watching to find out. Hello, welcome back to the Stay Fitness channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Daniela. I'm a fitness, nutrition and life coach specializing in obesity and diabetes management. So today's video is kind of a continuation of a discussion I started last week, talking about how going vegan, in my opinion, will ruin your health, or at least it won't optimize your health at all. It's going to be really difficult to get enough nutrients and protein and all that, so you can go and have a look. Also, a few months ago, last year, I made a video how going vegan won't save, eating less meat won't save the planet, so you can go and have a look at that as well. It's really, I think it's a really good video. It's taken from another video from What We Learned. He made a really good video. He also made a really good video about protein, so I would really recommend go have a look at that. But just as a intro, for the purpose of these videos is not to like trash vegans, say like anything against. All I'm against is misinformation. Misinformation gets me really angry because of misinformation, I like 4 or 5 years ago, when was that, went vegan and didn't do any research. I just based my decision on this 2 documentary, no Game Changers. It was What the Health and Cowspiracy. Game Changers is another one of those, very similar, where they state so many facts that are not correct. They are not, they're just facts that are not presented correctly, and this thing is very popular within the vegan community. Just state facts, and then there's a massive but that should come with that fact, because like I think I see a lot is like vegan burgers versus beef burgers. This many, like, vegan burgers consume, I don't know, 10 liters of water. Vegan beef burgers will consume 10,000 liters or something like that. Like, I'll put it on the screen if I found one. Someone sent it to me actually the other day. But then there's a massive but, because we need to look at how that water was calculated and what kind of water, because we have different kinds of water. We have like fresh water, the one that comes from our taps, and then we have like rainwater, fresh water. There's like stream water, ponds water. So when they calculate how much beef consumes, they calculate all of the rain that has fallen on a certain pasture, that would have fallen anyway. So yeah, looking at those 2 numbers, you might conclude, yeah, if I eat a vegan burger, I'll be responsible for less water being consumed for my food. But no, it's it's a very inaccurate information, and that goes for a lot of this like vegan info boards on social media and other channels, and yeah, that just really pisses me off, essentially, because if we like, and that's why I want to spark with these videos, just you go and doing your own research. Don't just believe everything you see, because a lot of information is just simply inaccurate. Like, peanut butter sandwich has the same calories as this much of beef, or like cooked lentils, this much of beef. But then again, yes, they might have the same amount of protein, but then let's look at the amino acid profile to make complete protein. So yeah, again, there's always, yes, it could mean that, but we need to look at that. Or if you cut out meat for your diet, you cut out your emissions. It could be, depending on what you would be eating instead. If you're gonna grow your own food, yes, but then we need to look at emissions from cars, emissions from the airplanes you take, emissions from electricity. So yeah, going vegan, if you mean vegan as like you're gonna live in a shed in the woods without electricity, growing your own food, yes, you will cut down your emissions quite a lot. You never take a plane again, you never drive a car again. Yeah, you will definitely cut down your emissions. But as far as you stay in your flat or your house, you switch on electricity, you take public transport, you take your car, a taxi, and you buy food from a supermarket, and you buy your stuff from Amazon, stuff like made in China, all that, the percentage of emissions from that steak is gonna be insignificant. You make absolutely no difference. So yeah, that's the point of my videos. But let's get to the point, Dani. Today's video we're going to talk about crop deaths. Crop deaths is a super hot topic within the vegan community because they think that us meat eaters, that's the only thing we have against them, that oh, vegans kill too and all that, and they think, oh, we don't know that. And for the purpose of this video, I watched many of these vegan videos from like our friends Evelyn Ed, Joey Carbstrong and others, because I wanted to know what they thought. And I must say, like, Evelyn Ed is a pretty convincing guy. Like, he states things in a way and like gets into your emotions, talking about slitting throats of animals, and like he comes up with solutions for the problem that might seem very logical. And that's the thing with vegan facts, they're very logical. Like, you love animals, you shouldn't kill them. Yeah, logic. Okay, I go vegan, so I don't kill any animals. Who, like, no one wants animal to die, but as like you soon realize that in order to produce life there is death. And the problem with our society now, that we're so far away from nature that like we have no clue what it means to produce food. Because if you try to grow your own food, you'll soon see that you need livestock to complete the circle. But yeah, basically crop deaths. If you want to know more about crop deaths, there's an amazing, fantastic video made by a YouTube channel called Farmer Truth or Truths, and leave you the link in the description below. She did such a fantastic job explaining crop deaths, answering all questions. If you are vegan or thinking of going vegan, she'll answer a lot of questions. She provides a lot of literature to support her claims, so really good video, go watch that. So I don't need to get into much into detail about that. All I wanted to do is try to watch all these vegan videos and try to kind of like go through point by point and try to dig deeper into their claims. So the thing that all vegans say about crop deaths is that, yeah, bah, actually, no, I'm not gonna do any voices, I'm not gonna make fun of anyone. They say that farm animals eat crops too, and actually 60% of all cereal goes to animal feed. So eating meat would just double up on the death essentially. And yeah, I was like, oh, that's true, that's not really good, is it? But I looked deeper, and there's actually a really good study by the FAO who's looked at like what kind of food gets given to animals, to farm animals, and found that 86% of all food that is given to livestock is not humanly edible. So the whole argument that somehow we could take all of the food that gets given to livestock and redistribute into the world is absolutely false. It can't be done because the foods that get given to livestock would not be able to be consumed by humans. So that whole argument goes out the window. And so Earthling Ed said, well, if we give, instead of giving cereal to livestock, we could not have livestock, everyone could go vegan, and we would like plant trees where animals are now, all that. Okay, sounds amazing. But then you would have a massive gap where we already produce, all the food that's produced is mostly given to humans, just the non-edible part, the parts like they don't make the shelf, like wonky vegetables, waste from a lot of industries like beer production, whiskey production, and many more gets already given to livestock. So all it would happen is that we wouldn't be able to produce more food for everyone, and we would have all these waste that would have nowhere to go. Waste would end up in landfill, produce methane and greenhouse gases, and even if we wanted to compost, that composting still releases gases. So livestock are actually part of this massive upcycle system that they take waste that we wouldn't be able to eat and turn into nutritionally dense foods. So this whole theory that animals eat foods that we could eat is false. 100%. I'll link the description below the study. So yeah, that's basically that whole thing collapsing. So the next thing that I found kind of like every vegan was saying is that okay, you eat just grass-fed beef, but grass-fed beef eats hay. Hay gets also like picked up with combine harvested, that mice get trapped. So all vegans, all they talk is about mice. They don't talk about bulls, they don't talk about this, rabbits, snakes, all the other animals that gets killed. They only focus on mice and saying, okay, mice also get trapped in the combine harvest, so even if you just eat grass-fed beef, the grass still causes crop deaths. Yeah, that's true, but we need to look at, first of all, we grow a lot of crops, and we need to look at other deaths. So grass is a whole other story than corn, soy, vegetables, barley and all that. So we will attract a whole different set of animals. Grass is everywhere. If deer was after grass, they wouldn't even need to like go into the fields, get through any security they have, risk to get into traps to get to grass. They want to get to plants like barley and all that because they're really nutritious and sweet and all that. So we're not just talking about combine harvest, we're talking about pesticide, herbicide, hunting, which a lot of farmers use to control the deer population, because deer are in the UK we have a massive overpopulation of deer because we have no natural predators. There used to be wolves, we got rid of the wolves to make our countryside safer, and now we have this massive overpopulation of deer that like have destructive effect on the crop production. Like farmers are desperate to get rid of this deer, and deers have also extremely destructive effects on our ecosystems because they are overpopulating, and so other species are suffering from their overpopulation. Like birds have declined by 50% because of deer would eat the new tree, the new plant of the tree. Tree don't grow, so birds have nowhere to live. But if you look at like vegan logic, we shouldn't kill any animals, so we can't kill deer, birds die. So as you can see, we could create more life by reducing the amount of animals from one certain species. That deer could be then given to people for food. They could be given to poor people for food, because it's essentially like all they need to do is kill it and put it on our shelves. There's no cost of like growing these animals, like giving them food and water and all that. But of course, that's no question, we're not gonna kill Bambi, isn't it? But yeah, all that to say, there's not just mice that dies for crop production, and knowing how, like, it's just impossible. Like, what has died for that certain plant, how many deer they had to kill, how many rabbits, and a lot of time that they die through traps, or they die through poisoning, and those are not nice deaths. Sometimes it takes days for an animal to die. They don't get given the benefit of getting killed very quick. So another argument vegan make is deforestation, soy. They love taking that card out, and it's another one. There's such a complex issue because soy doesn't get produced for animal feed, or even this claim is a bit like, I could say that, but it wouldn't be a 100% truthful claim. soy gets produced for both animal feed and soybean oil and soy products. So when they say 70% of all soy goes to animal feed, that should be a massive but, or the massive like read under small print saying most of the soy plant is non-edible parts, and then you have a very small part which is the soybean that can be converted into soybean oil, which is the most used vegetable oil in the world, and then you have soy products like tofu and all that. So who is to say that if we didn't have cows we would stop producing soy? I don't think so, because soy is very profitable and soybean oil is so used. Soy and other soy products, like if you look at 90% of all processed foods, if you turn the label you see some sort of soy lecithin, I don't know, like it's like a soy binder thing. Soy is in all supplements. They use it as a conservant, as a preservant or whatever to most foods. You go find processed foods that don't contain soy, is cereal, like it's everywhere. So who is to say that if we didn't have cows or livestock we would stop producing soy, or all the leftover that would be from soy production for soy products, where would it go? So again, it's difficult to say what would happen, and yeah, so it's a very complex, complicated issue, and trying to oversimplify just means that you're going to miss out on a lot of information to feed your own agenda. And so that's the thing, we too could play that game and say, oh, if we all go carnivore, we all eat just grass-fed beef, so we don't need to produce any vegetable, any crop, any barley and all that. We can maybe keep some fields for just hay, just grass. We don't need to produce soy anymore because no one would use processed foods anymore. And yeah, we can save the planet. But that's the thing, it's never gonna exist a world where everyone goes carnivore. It's never gonna exist a world where everyone goes vegan. It just wouldn't work. So basically, I'm gonna try to cut short because I don't want to make a video that's like 3 days long. Crop deaths, who kills more animals, vegans or carnivores? The answer is, it's impossible to say, because depending on what you have on your plate, that food might have killed more or less. Like, of course, if you have a plate of 20 prawns, it might not be that what you're having on your plate as like a piece of bread might have killed more. But if we talk about steak versus like, I don't know, 3-4 types of grains on your plate, then maybe that the grains have killed more. So if you're planning to kill less animals, yeah, it's a hard one to choose. So I think the best choice to choose the diet is more optimal for your health. That is where you're going to need to eat less food, that produces less waste. As we know, we waste 30% of our food that we produce, and animals, livestock are an integrated system to upcycle that food, and most of the food we waste are actually vegan foods. We don't waste much meat at all, actually, very little. I think it's like 7% of all food waste is meat, but I'll pull up the slide on you, which is I made from the video Eating Less Meat Won't Save the Planet. So yeah, that's all I kind of have to say. And another thing is that just to show you how integrated livestock is in our lives, like cows don't just get used for meat, but we use them for so many products on a daily basis, from LED screens, a lot of technology has like beef byproduct in it, tires, asphalt, like concrete, medication, insulin is made of the pancreas of the beef, and many more. I'm gonna show you on the screen. I'm gonna give you all the literature to read. So thinking that somehow you're going to avoid or minimize killing by going on a vegan diet, I think it's just not true. I don't believe is true. Yeah, that's all I have to say basically, is that think hard of like just of your choices, because they're going to impact your health, and being healthy is the best thing you can do for the environment and for the world in general. Is being healthy. We need less hospital, less medication and all that. You choose the diet that involves the less foods possible, that you can get the most nutrition with less food. The diet that is easier to plan, like vegan diets are so difficult to plan. Actually has an 84% of all vegan vegetarians abandon their diet, go back to eating meat. So it has a 16% retention rate. So and meat is a food that we've been eating for millions of years. It's the foods that made us human beings, and yeah, I don't see any real reason to go vegan. It's not for the environment, it's not for the animals, and of course, another argument that this is I forgot. Another argument that vegan brings is intentional versus unintentional death. There's nothing intentional about grabbing a shotgun and shooting a deer, or putting a trap for a rabbit, putting poison for rats and all that. So there's nothing unintentional about those deaths. It's the same intention that goes behind beef, and saying slitting throats and all that. You can rest assured that in the UK we have one of the highest standards of animal welfare, and we can't just go around slitting throats of animals. Actually, if animals get scared of the time of death, it would produce a very tough and non-really pleasant meat. So that's something that farmers really don't want to do. Farm animals get veterinary attention, they get doctors, they get medication if they're sick, they get shelter, they get water. So where's all this torture? I don't know. I understand that intensive farming is not nice, and it's something that everyone's aware, and now we have a lot of power of choice where you can choose grass, like all animals grown outside, from free range chicken, organic, outdoor bred pork and all that, and it's not that expensive, because now you can find all these foods in Aldi, in Lidl and places like that. So it's not like a privilege of the rich to eat grass-fed beef. But yeah, I've talked too much. This video is so long, no one's gonna watch it. But yeah, in conclusion, do your own research, think with your own brain. Don't listen to one person that's trying to get into your emotion by saying big words, really words like, again, slitting throats, torture, animal holocaust and all that. Think with your brain. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.